Greetings, my fellow traditionalist Catholics. This is Sergio Becerra II, and welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been a while since I've done any Catholic videos in a long time. So let's just get straight to the point here. So we've all known within the last few weeks or a month or two that there has been arguments and of course, disputes between the Holy See in Rome and the priestly society, the Society of Saint Pius X, or by its acronym, the SSPX. Apparently, the SSPX wants to ordain new bishops within its society, but it has to get full confirmation and approval by the Holy See, and then, of course, by anti-Pope Leo XIV. And apparently, there was supposed to be some dialogue in Rome with from the priestly society and those within the Vatican itself, and apparently those within the SSPX did not want to come to terms when it comes to ordaining new bishops under Rome's approval. So it's been said, as much as I understand, they're just going to go ahead and go ahead with the ordinations of new bishops, which could cause excommunication within the entire society. And then, of course, the accusation of schism. So, and as we already know, there's already been a lot of talks of trying to do away with the traditional Latin Mass. So the whole point of this video is to defend the Latin Mass. We want to preserve the one and only true Mass, because the Novus Ordo Mass of the heretical Vatican II sect is not the real Mass. And Vatican II is not the real Catholic Church, as me and other Sedevacantists, including the Diamond Brothers of Vatican Catholic, have said. Vatican II is nothing more than a made-up religion pretending to be the Catholic Church, and it's nothing more than an end times counter church. So, first things first, I have all these newspaper articles. These are Catholic newspapers from my parish called The Wanderer, but I'm pretty sure I can't say for sure if this is even either a true Catholic newspaper or all it has to do with Vatican II. I don't know for sure, but I've been getting it from my parish, and I've been reading a lot of articles concerning this feud with the SSPX, and I'll be doing some other videos with these newspapers, because there's one I might be doing in the near future. So the first one, of course, I've been reading. We already know one of the biggest heretics within the Vatican II sect. It would be quote-unquote Cardinal Blaise Kupich, the quote-unquote Archbishop of Chicago, the same diocese that anti-Pope Leo XIV came from. And then, of course, he's a huge supporter of anti-Pope Francis, and even he is calling for the Latin Mass's immediate suppression. And all he's been calling for is unity within the Vatican II Church, which is not a real church, which of course is not a real church, as I have said. He just wants everything under Vatican II and just wants everybody just to be part of the Novus Ordo Mass, which a lot of us don't want. And I would say this, in my opinion, you're just going to lose a lot of people who do show support for the real Mass, the Latin Mass, but no one, Kupich, he doesn't care, which is my personal belief. Excuse me. But then, of course, Kupich also supports anti-Pope Francis's document, which even one of the Diamond Brothers, I think it's Peter Diamond, yes, because Francis's document to put further restrictions on the Latin Mass, which is right here in the article, because I always forget the name of the name of the title of the document, Traditionis Custodes, which restricts a lot of the Latin Mass under Vatican II. But we know the Latin Mass cannot be abolished because you have other people within the Vatican II sect, like Cardinal Robert Sarah of Guinea, even though he calls himself a traditionalist and supports the Latin Mass. And I know there have been others who may not back up the Latin Mass, but when it comes to a papal bull by a true pope, Pope St. Pius V, who I'm going to quote right here. He says this is from Pope Pius V. In virtue of our apostolic authority, we grant and concede in perpetuity that for the chanting or reading of the Mass in any church whatsoever, this missal is hereafter to be followed absolutely without any scruple of conscience or fear of incurring any penalty, judgment, or censure. It may freely and lawfully be used. So, if I could interpret this correctly, you cannot change the Mass or nor abolish it, because even though a document by a real pope going back 5 centuries was written in that time period, he wrote this bull. Let's see, quo primum, dating back to the year 1570. So you really can't do nothing to change or nor abolish it. Even even if you want to reverse it or reform it, you really can't do anything, as I understand from some of these newspapers. Now, as I had just brought up Cardinal Sarah of Guinea, all he's asking for from the SSPX is let me see. I know I have the paper right here. I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of reading lately. Okay, this is the one. All Cardinal Sarah wants from the SSPX is, well, he urges obedience and unity. All he asks from the SSPX, just comply with the Holy See and with Leo the 14th. I don't know if I said this from the beginning when they're going to do the ordinations. I know they're going to do it on July 1st. I think I may have not said it from the beginning when they were planning to do when the SSPX was doing the ordinations. I may have forgotten that, but they plan to go ahead with the ordinations of new bishops starting July 1st, with or without Leo the 14th's approval. In which some have said, in some of these articles I've been reading, it could cause a schism and it could lead to excommunication. But since Leo the 14th is not a true pope, he is a Vatican II heretic and an apostate. If there is an excommunication, his excommunication would be invalid. But as for a schism, I really don't know what to say, to be quite honest with you. Even Cardinal Joseph Zen is even Cardinal Joseph Zen of Hong Kong is even asking the SSPX just simply comply with the Holy See. So who knows within the coming months if the SSPX is going to come to terms with the Holy See and with Leo the 14th. I don't know. So hopefully, uh, if I get more papers from my parish or wherever I hear online, I may do another video with further updates. apologize. I can't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, so I'm just opening my phone here because I'm trying to remember something. Okay, here we go. So for those like the SSPX, the FSSPX, the uh, FSSP, or the ICKSP, which are all traditional priestly societies like the SSPX that still do the Latin Mass. Now, even though I'm not associated with any of these groups, I am a Sedevacantist. I don't believe in Vatican II nor the Vatican II anti-popes, as I have said in the past, or I can't remember that monastery that the Diamond Brothers from VaticanCatholic.com have opened. I can't remember that, their acronym or the name of the monastery. But if you really do care about the Latin Mass, then we need to stand up together, call out Leo the 14th. We want the Latin Mass. We want to preserve it forever at all times. But for the SSPX, that's still willing to go ahead with these ordinations of new bishops. Now, even though I'm not with the SS, even though I'm a traditionalist, not associated with any of these groups, because they too align themselves. Not align themselves. I mean, they do recognize Vatican II anti-popes like Francis and Leo the 14th, because I don't want to be associated with either one of them because I do not recognize Leo the 14th as the true pope. If you really do care about the Latin Mass, we all need to come together, call out Leo the 14th, and tell him we want the real Mass, the Latin Mass, to be preserved for life. The SSPX, on the other hand, for those in the SSPX, that's all up to you right now. Whether if you're going to comply with Rome or just go ahead what you're going to do, but give it some thought. But in the end, we can't afford to let our real Mass be done away with, because it would just destroy the real teachings of the true traditional church. We need Catholics to denounce Vatican II and return to its true original glory days of true church teachings, biblical teachings, and the dogmas. These new theological teachings of Vatican II are just not real, and they're heretical and full of apostasy, because all we're doing is seeing all this multicultural nonsense that's being plagued within the Holy See. So we all need to come together and call out Leo the 14th. And you know what? Vatican II needs to be done away with. And you know what? We do need a new pope, because Francis and Leo the 14th have been disasters, and it's time to call for a new conclave and get a real pope that knows how to do things right. But with Vatican II, none of these cardinals are even qualified to be pope. As Peter Diamond, Brother Peter Diamond, and myself have said, none of these cardinals are qualified to be pope because of Vatican II. And the Vatican II anti-popes have made them into quote-unquote cardinals, because these anti-popes pontificates are not even real. So tell me what you think. Comment below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell beside it, and stay tuned for future updates. All right. So hope to see you all in the next video. Take care of yourselves and have a blessed day. Take care now. Bye.